Hi Sagittarius, welcome to Marisa's Tarot. This is a September Tarot reading. To know what it's about your ex, the focus is on your ex. So if you do not want to know about your ex, this is not your reading. I am popping a whole lot of readings, other readings. So if you do not want to know what your ex is up to, if it irritates you, do not watch this because it's more focused on your ex. So, which ex are you thinking about, Sagittarius? Which ex, Which ex? My Sagittarius, which ex? Which ex are you thinking about? Eight of Swords. Which ex, Sagittarius? Which ex? Which of your ex you're thinking about? Temperance. This card was meant for you because as I was shuffling, the whole deck sort of flipped and the Temperance card came out, but I didn't pick it up because I didn't still put my thoughts through. So anyways, Temperance card was meant for you. Which ex, Sagittarius? Which is the ex you're thinking about? Which is the ex who wants to come back to you? Which ex, Sagittarius? Which? Oh, okay. Three of Swords. Which ex, Sagittarius? Which ex? Which ex? Also the Knight of Wands. Alright. Now, what are they up to now, Sagittarius? Sagittarius, your ex, what are they up to now? In general, what are they up to now? Strength card. What are they up to now, Sagittarius? Your ex, what are they up to now? 10 of Cups. When they think about you, what do they feel? When they think about you, what do they feel? 10 of Swords. What do they feel when they think about you? Justice. Alright. Now, I'm going to pick a couple of cards for what they, like, if they left you, will they come back? If you left them, like, will you be, like, are you thinking of going back? This is like a yes or a no from your side too. Just to give you a bit of a, if my Sagittarians, if you're a bit half-minded, whether to go back if you left them, or if they left you, will they come back? The Hierophant. Alright. 6 of Cups. Knight of Pentacles. Now, is it advisable to get back? Is there a future? Is there a possibility for this relationship to blossom? Sagittarius. 2 of Wands. Ace of Pentacles. Future possibilities and guidance, Sagittarius. Gemini, not Gemini, the Lovers card. It indicates the sign of Gemini. So you might be dealing with a Gemini. Anyways, I'll come there. Is there future possibilities for you? 4 of Wands. Future possibilities. Future possibilities. Emperor. Alright. I'm going to pick a couple of numerology cards just for a bit more guidance. For my Sagittarius out there. Rebirth. Sagittarius. Teaching and learning. Sagittarius. Surrender. Alright. So who could it be? I've got 5 cards here. So predominantly, I've got 3 sword cards here. 8 of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the 3 of Swords. So you could be very well dealing with an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Or you could be dealing with another fire sign, another Sagittarius or Aries or a Leo. Or you could be dealing with a Cancer. Temperance indicates the sign of Cancer. So you could be dealing with one of these zodiac signs, or somebody showing the traits of one of these zodiac signs. Or they could have more than one of these zodiac signs in their chart as well. So, very serene, very balanced person. Especially when it comes to their balance, they're very much keen on it. They love, when you meet them, you feel they give you a very different persona. They show us that they're very, very stable. They're very, very knowledgeable. They're very, very calm. To an extent, they are some of these qualities, but they have they have baggage from the past. They have, some of your exes might have childhood trauma that they're carrying from childhood. They are not as strong as they seem. No, they're not as strong as they seem. Some of them could have a previous heartbreak, or just pain, negative karma from their past, and they're still carrying it. They're carrying it. Some of them have been carrying it for a long time. They're very quick at whatever they do, and sometimes it can be a bit too harsh. The things that they say can be a bit too harsh. They don't think before they speak. Before they do something, they don't think. They're very spontaneous, and at the same time can be with the temperance card as well. Temperance card is very positive, but when it comes to these three cards, the Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands, and the Temperance, I would say this person is not very changes their mind very quickly. They don't have a fixed mind. Now they keep changing their mind so quickly. Decisions changed very quickly, things said very quickly, destination reached very quickly, or the wrong destination reached, or what they are doing could be a wrong choice, but they don't realize it until they go and hit themselves. They don't listen. No, they are not a person who listens to advice. No. It's like it's their way. No matter how much we say, sometimes if you try talking to them and you try to make sense with them, and they're like agreeing with you, but the next thing you know that they're doing the same thing, like what they thought they're going to do. They are not going with your advice. My Sagittarians, you might have experienced this with this person. Yeah. And that often leads them to a lot of trouble, especially when it comes to unpredictable trouble. Very unpredictable trouble. Like my Sagittarians, you might have gone through some of the consequences of their action as well. So and at the end it's like, oh my god, they themselves realize that they should have listened to your advice, but they wouldn't still, like, they might even to an extent accept, saying that, hey, your advice was better, I should have followed your advice. But when it comes to another factor or another matter, they would do the same thing. They'll think of an idea. You would give your suggestions to them. They will not listen to it. They'll do their own thing. They'll go and hit another wall. It's like a cycle. It's how they are. Very spontaneous people. Some of their spontaneous energy does get things moving, but the thing is, sometimes they not sometimes, like most of the time, they do not do the right thing by themselves and for the people around them. It's like it's a cycle. They do not realize what their actions are doing. You know how, like, how can I say, your ex might be a person who takes a decision, makes the mistake, realizes they should have listened to you, or realize that they should have done it in a different manner, hits themselves, makes the mistake, pays the price. The price is quite harsh, they're paying a price, and they do not learn a lesson. No, they make the mistake, they do the same thing over again. And it's like, you Sagittarians, you're thinking, are they not getting it, or do they don't want to get it? Like, don't they learn the lesson from their mistakes, or they don't want to learn a lesson? Maybe this is one of the reasons why my Sagittarians, they might have been that might have brought the crack in the relationship, because this person will not listen to advice. And doesn't learn from their mistakes. Now they would make more mistakes. Now what are they up to now? Well, I've got the strength card here and the 10 of cups. It speaks about family and it speaks about strength. So I have a feeling that my Sagittarians, they are in the process of whatever they're doing at this point. They're trying to straighten some matters, especially when it comes to family. Especially when it comes to working on it. They're working on it. They are truly working on it now. Not saying that they're listening to your advice, no, but they're trying to make sure they do the right thing as per or for the family, and they're taking and they're building all their strength to do it. My Sagittarians, if your ex didn't have a job, was a lazy person, or if they were irresponsible, they're trying to straighten themselves up to complement the family, to support the family. And they're really working on it. They're really, really working on it. What do they feel when they see you? Well, immense pain. Immense pain, Sagittarius, which just sounds so bad. But that's what they feel. They feel immense pain. But with the Justice card here, Ten of Swords speaks about, it's a lot of pain. It's a lot of pain. A pain, like they're pretty much devastated when they think about you. But you have the Justice card here as well, which means you are, Sagittarians, they realize that you were right. You are right. You are just, you are equal, you are the balance. They realize that. But, it's their thought process. It's like in their DNA, they would listen only to themselves. But now that something devastating has happened, like the break of this relationship or break of a family, they realize how much they have to work to get themselves straight, to get themselves, to straighten their act. And when they think about you, yes, they accept you in a great pain. Like, they know you're equal, you're balanced, you're there, you're just. You speak right, you do things right, you're fierce. And they're accepting it, like they're swallowing it with great difficulty. They are. So they are like swallowing it like, oh my God, she was right or he was right. But they're unable to accept it. But anyways, they're in a I wouldn't say it's ego. No, I don't think it's ego. It's in their DNA. They would listen only to themselves. They wouldn't listen to others, especially when it comes to equal partnership. They want to make sure they are powerful as well. You might be the stronger partner. You might be the stronger other half. Spouse or a girlfriend, or a boyfriend. You might be the stronger other half, but they would like to show their dominance wherever they can. And they realize when they look at you, they look at you like a god, or they look at you like an angel, but they do not want to they do not want to accept you as an angel. It's very contrary, but they think quite high of you. But at the same time, their faults don't want them to accept. Like their faults, they know it's their fault. So their pride, correct, the word is pride. Their pride doesn't want to accept that you were right, but they know you're right. That's the ultimate truth. And they're working on whatever. They're working on straightening themselves. I can see that. They're not thinking about anything else. They're very much focused on straightening themselves. If they left you, will they come back? If you left them, should you is it would you be going back, or should you be going back? I've got the Hierophant, the Six of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. Sorry, the Knight of Pentacles. You've got I think you've got 1, 2, 3 knights already. We got more knights. Hierophant speaks about tradition. Traditionally, there might be a lot of bounds, there might be a lot of pressure for you or for that person to get back. Might be a traditional family, peer pressure, society pressure. You guys might be driven, you might be getting driven to get back together. Definitely. There has been a lot of, the Six of Cups speaks about giving and receiving both. There has been instability in this relationship, that is obvious. Six of Cups speaks about spending time on yourself and make aware of where you are. Same thing with them as well. They need to be aware of where they are, what stance of life they are in, what age they are in, how many people are depending on them, how it is to give and take in a relationship, what it is to give and take in a relationship. And they need to realize what part they play in the relationship. If they don't realize it, or for that reason, if you are finding stranded in between, stranded, like literally stranded, there's no point getting back. So with the Knight of Pentacles, what it speaks about is you need to start working on yourself first. Yourself. Sagittarians, work on yourself. You let your ex work on themselves. They are working on themselves. Let them work on themselves. Give each other the time and space. Work on each other. Get some solid grounds and make it fast. Do it quickly before things get any worse. I have a feeling that there is a lot of peer pressure, a lot of family pressure, society pressure to get back. Yes, of course, it is advisable, but try to let both of you give each other space to understand where both of you stand in a relationship, because there's no point for one person keep giving and the other person keep receiving and not getting anything back, or not giving anything back. The person who is giving is not receiving anything back, and the person who is receiving is not giving anything back, which drains the person who keeps giving. So try to give each other time and space to realize where both of you stand, in a relationship, and work on each other. Sagittarians, one thing with the Six of Cups I can say is, please give yourself some self-care, self-love, look after yourself. My Sagittarians, I have a feeling that you have become very monotonous. Like you might be having kids involved in this relationship, you might be having families involved in this relationship, people involved in this relationship, and you are like, yes, you have a very dysfunctional person, your partner, dysfunctional ex. So you have become very monotonous. Go to work, look after the kids, look after the home, look after home affairs, and then back to work, look after work and look after home, everything. And you are seriously lacking self-care. I can see that. Boy or girl. It's like you become very monotonous, which is not like you, Sagittarians. You're not monotonous. You're very fierce. You are spontaneous. You're a fire sign, and monotonous is not. Yes, you are organized, but it's becoming very, very monotonous for you, and that's not you. So yeah, some self-love would be great for you. Work on yourselves. Spend some time with friends. Some of you guys, you haven't met your friends for a long time. Even if you're meeting your friends, you're speaking about this dysfunctional relationship or troubles. You find it very hard to have a smile or have a laugh. You're finding it very hard. 91, surrender. 57, teaching and learning. Rebirth, 16. Now these are guidance cards. So these are future possibilities and guidance for this relationship. Two of Wands, Page of Pentacles, Four of Wands, the Lovers card, and the Emperor card. You've got two major arcanas here. There is ultimately, this person is a soulmate connection for you. This person means a lot to you. There is a family, for some of you guys, there is a family involvement, which includes kids, grandkids, parents, your parents, your family, your friends. There's a lot of involvement in this relationship, definitely. And my Sagittarians, it has come to a point where you have been, male or female Sagittarians, you have been taking the upper hand of responsibility in this relationship so much that with the Emperor card, it speaks about you have come, you have hardened yourself. You've become very hard to crack, very hard, but that's how you coped, and you've done well. You've coped. But this person means something to you. This person means, especially when it involves family and kids. With the Lovers card, yes, this person is, there is a soulmate connection with this person. Some of you guys, this could be your first love. This could be your first love. This relationship can go forwards only on one terms. Solid, clear terms. Page of Pentacles speaks about practicality, speaks about what can work and not work. They are working on themselves, but doesn't mean that they will accomplish everything. They will need your support, definitely, but let them work on themselves. You try to, it's easy said, but try to loosen up a bit. With the Emperor card, I have a feeling that, you know how I was talking about the monotonous life? Emperor card supports that. Have a vision. Two of Wands speaks about vision. Have a vision for you. You do not want to keep taking negativity. You wanna look at a positive future. You do want to look at a positive future. And that's where the teaching and learning comes as well. Rebirth comes there as well. Positive future. Otherwise you just keep, otherwise there's no point. Otherwise this getting back to this union is no point. If you can't look forward to a positive future, I wouldn't suggest you go back. But they are working on themselves. So I feel like there is, and plus this person means a lot to you. You still love this person. So there is a lot of hopes. I do see a lot of hopes. But again, September, I would say the advice is just working on yourselves. Let them work on themselves. Give it time and space. Especially look after yourself. You're becoming you're becoming a very tough nut to crack, Sagittarians. You're becoming, because I think that's the way you coped. You became so monotonous with your life that you didn't have space or time for other things in life, because you need an equal partner to help you. Some of you guys, you might not have children or kids or family or anything involved, but the energy that person kept taking, and you didn't receive anything back, Sagittarians. You have it's like having a glass of salt water. There you go. Salt water, glass of salt water. By the end, a nice tall glass of salt water. Nice tall glass of salt water. Nobody likes salt. First sip, it's very salty. First sip, you realize, how your face cringes? By the end of that glass, by the time you finish that glass of salt water, How is your experience? Your senses are all heightened, you are irritated, you got salt taste on your tongue, and you know, it's not a nice feeling. And that's how you have been, and that's how you are. But you had to drink that glass of salt water. You had to, maybe to survive, maybe to, this is just figuratively, maybe you had to drink that glass of salt water to survive. And that, so that glass of salt water speaks about your hardship in this relationship. You had to keep giving, you didn't receive anything, and by the end of by the time you finish that glass of salt water, your face, your senses are so cringed, you're like, you're irritated. And if I give you another glass of salt water and you have to drink it, you would drink it, but you would not enjoy it, or you would not enjoy anything around you. Even if you are in the best destination with beautiful company and good food, you wouldn't still enjoy all that, because you have to drink this second glass of salt water. It's like that. You had to keep giving and you didn't receive anything back, and you're in a point where you have to keep doing your day to day, and you did keep doing your day to day activities, emotionless, like you lost emotions, my Sagittarians, you don't know how to loosen up now. You don't know. I can feel that. You don't know how to loosen up now. And it's not your fault. It's not your fault. But the Emperor card speaks about Emperor and the Surrender card, actually. Surrender card also, it speaks about letting go of some of that negative energy. Try to let go of some of the negative energy. Try to get some support system for you. Get some friends, or get back to your friends, speak to them. Don't try not to speak about the negative love life you have at this point, but other aspects. Enjoy, have a cup of tea or a coffee or a glass of wine, and relax. I don't see relax here for my Sagittarians. And sorry about the salt water babble before, but I'm trying to explain that you are in a very tough spot, but you've come out of, like, you are doing it okay. You're doing whatever the way you're doing it, you're doing to cope, because you need to keep doing what you have to do. Like, you can't back off. So you had to, but you're losing yourself. You're losing yourself, Sagittarians. You are. There is hope in this relationship. It's just that September might be a time where you need to work on yourself, work on some self-love, pamper yourself, try to get some support from family, try to get some support from friends, so you can have some time off for yourself. Some of my Sagittarians, you haven't slept. Your sleep has been like all over the clock. Your biological clock, or what do you say? Your body has a timepiece. Like, your body is like a timepiece. By say 7 or 8 in the evening, you try to fall asleep. By 6 o'clock in the morning, you wake up. You have totally lost it. You don't know. You have lost so much of sleep. And you are in the process. You have been in so much of stress that you need to start working on yourself. Ultimately, that's what I'm trying to say. And there is a possibility for rekindling. There is, but I don't think September is the point. I do see it in future. Some of you guys, you might need a mediator. Majority of your exes are working on themselves, towards straightening themselves. But if you get back, especially when you have kids involved, when you have families involved, you're committed, you're married, or even being a partner, or if this relationship is a serious relationship, some of you guys might need counseling. You might need a third party. Teaching and learning is about, in this context, speaks about talking through things with a third person. a person who is mediating between both of you. So both of you realize where you stand from a third person will always help, but otherwise, yeah, I do see positive outcome, but positive outcome in the future. In the future. Otherwise, Sagittarians, try to loosen up. I keep saying this, and I know my viewers get a bit annoyed when I keep saying this, but I feel how uptight you are. Or uptight might be a bad word, or maybe the wrong word. You are so stressed out, you know, when you have this sore shoulders, sore neck, stiff neck, when you're so stressed. That's how you are. Some of my Sagittarians might be going through this stiff neck, very sore shoulders, so stressed out. Yeah. I hope you like this reading, my Sagittarians. It's a huge reading. It's a 30-minute reading. Sorry, I pulled it. I had to bring all my meanings from these cards. I had to get all the messages from these cards. I hope you like this reading, my Sagittarians. If you haven't subscribed, check out my channel. If you like it, subscribe. And I'll see you in the next reading. Thank you. Take care.